Hello and welcome to Oakville Matters. This is the spot on the dial, thanks to Kojiko, that allows us to talk with each other about the things that matter most to Oakville. And surely one of the things that matters a lot to Oakville is the health of our business main streets. We have three of them in Oakville, all on Lakeshore, the Bronte area, the Kerr Street area, extending all the way up to practically Spears, and the downtown Oakville area between Navy and Allen. And each of these areas has its own business association. And Rachel Waller with Oakville's Economic Development and Corporate Strategy Department, who's with us today, is part of the team that helps look after them. Rachel, digital Main Street. We decided to ask the physical Main Street to go digital. How did that turn out?
So Digital Main Street is a program and service that helps our Main Street businesses with their digital transformation. So the program is built around an online learning platform, structured training programs, and our digital service squad, which is a highly trained team of recent graduates. So with us today, we have Michelle, Sharla, and Krystal.
All right, and you're the coordinators of this digital transformation. Did you find any reluctance? Was there resistance? Or how did people handle this?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, in the beginning, it took a little bit of time for the program to kind of take off. But I think as soon as the word got out, they realized all the resources that were available, grants, one-on-one time with consultants, that it was, off the ground running.
So does this translate in most cases into creating a online store? I think you call it. Is that what most people went for?
Yeah, a lot of people do choose to go the e-commerce route. I think because it allows businesses to be open 24/7, and it allows businesses to market to the whole entire world. So oftentimes we are working with businesses one-on-one, giving them recommendations as to which platforms they should use, how they should set up their shipping strategy. So that is definitely highly requested.
So Sharla, what's your favorite story when you tell your friends about what you do?
I think my favorite story is pretty much helping any business that wasn't originally on, didn't have an e-commerce store or an online shop set up, and getting them there and taking them from the beginning of not having anything online and then seeing how they flourish and really evolve and adapt those digital strategies.
And Krystal, what about you? What was the best thing that happened that you saw?
Well, I actually jumped on the team later on than the others. I love the diversity of each business. So nobody's the same. Everybody has their own story. And I think that uniqueness, it just really paints a picture of Oakville as a whole. So being able to work with people of all different cultures, selling different things, there's always a new story to tell.
Well, I was struck by one business owner in the downtown Oakville stretch that I described, who told me that last year she had the best year she ever had because she made the shift to online. And she's still pinching herself because she couldn't believe that what she thought was going to be a disaster didn't turn out to be one. So did you have other success stories like that? Did you have any people who made the shift and didn't get a payoff?
Didn't get the payoff or did get the payoff?
Well, I imagine most people found that it was successful because I noticed we kept renewing the program and people kept signing, and that made me think, well, the word of mouth must be good. So did anybody fail to launch? Did anybody have a bad time? Or was it 100%? Most things in life, there's never 100% success. Did we have any failures?
I don't know if we have had any failures, at least not on my end. I think there's definitely some businesses that saw more success than others, whereas some people just needed to learn how to use Instagram. Other businesses, they saw a direct impact on their sales. So it just depended. I don't think anyone was necessarily unhappy, but I think for the most part, businesses were pretty pleased to know that this is a free resource that they could take advantage of.
Yeah, and I think some of the issues that I ran into were probably language barriers. So whenever I would call a business or email them, they wouldn't be able to take advantage of any of the resources that we had, just because, some businesses were speaking primarily in French, and I'm not Francophone or Mexican, for example. So I wasn't able to take them to that next level. So I did what I could to help them, but they were unable to actually participate with Digital Mainstreet.
Oh, and where, Rachel, what did we do for the people with? I didn't realize we had shopkeepers who had difficulty with English.
Yeah, and originally we launched the Digital Mainstreet program as part of the mitigation activities for the downtown reconstruction project. So I'm sure we all remember when we were working on Lakeshore Road there. So at that time, that's when we kind of launched the program. And we had 2 digital service squad members at the time. And like you said, they were primarily working in our centralized business districts. So what's nice is we've been able to expand the program throughout all of Oakville. So that's why Sharla was connecting with different types of businesses that may not be within our main streets and may have some unique challenges.
Ah, right. Well, and Oakville has become so diverse. I guess it does make sense that you could find linguistically narrow businesses. Although I confess it never occurred to me before. And Krystal, you caught my attention when you said some people just needed help with Instagram. Heck, I need help with Instagram, so I should start a business to find out. So so if everybody made money, or so many people made money, is this a program that costs them? Do they have to pay?
No, so there's absolutely no cost to join Digital Mainstreet and work with our digital service squad. However, if businesses do choose to activate a particular tool or service from one of our Digital Mainstreet partners or vendors, then there could be a cost associated with the activation after the trial period ends. So say, for example, Digital Mainstreet, we actually offer a program called Shop Here, and they provide Oakville businesses and artists the opportunity to develop an online store for free. So that's built and launched within a couple of weeks with some coordinators, and they essentially create the website for you on Shopify. However, after that 90-day free trial ends, you then have to assume the cost of that website. So it's free to work with us, but then there's also services that you would have to pay for at a reduced cost.
I'm curious to know what that winds up costing when you when you get to the end of the free program. What does it cost to have a shop on Shopify? Do we know?
It really depends on the plan that you go for. So there's some basic plans that you can get with Shopify that are about 29 USD dollars. However, I think some of the more advanced platforms, which is what most people tend to go for, because you get more of the e-commerce, you can lock more of the e-commerce tools. Those range from 79 USD to upwards of like 150, I believe.
Wow. Well, I guess you don't do it unless it pays off. And if it's paying off, I guess by definition, it's worth it. How many people would you say we've dealt with, Rachel?
So over the last 2 years, we've been able to assist 350 Oakville businesses and counting, and that's through our one-on-one support as well as our webinars. And moving into the next couple months, we're looking at different opportunities for programming. So perhaps some workshops and different avenues that we can work with our businesses.
So what do you recommend for the business who's watching and hasn't used our service yet?
So we would recommend going to Invest Oakville, and you can either search for online tools or you can contact our office directly, and we'll be able to connect you with one of our squad members and also see if there's anything else we can do to support your business.
And if the business is in one of the business association areas, like I mentioned, Bronny and Kerr and downtown Oakville, I guess their local BIA staff can also connect you. But the best part of this story, it seems to me, is the fact that we expanded it across all of Oakville to the strip malls and shopping centers. How did that go?
Yeah, so all the girls can speak to that also, but it's just been a great opportunity. We have a transformation grant program. So we did 2 rounds of that. So that was $2,500 to help the businesses kind of increase their digital capabilities. So yeah, that kind of gets you started. And then there's the outside. So maybe one of the other.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I've worked with oh, sorry. Did you want to go?
No, go ahead. You
Okay.
got this.
I've worked with a couple of businesses outside of the BIAs, and they were discouraged before because we were only focusing on BIAs but now that we're expanding, they're really happy to get the service. And one thing that I noticed with a lot of my meetings is they're always surprised to see that it is a free service. So I think it's like the fact that we're opening it up to all of Oakville and being very inclusive that way is really great for them.
Yeah, just to add to that, I think I think you could easily type on YouTube if you wanted to look for something, but the added benefit of having someone that's like actually there with you and that's free, the feedback has been like, wow, I can't believe it's free. And I think, getting that real-time feedback is invaluable.
So I'd be really interested to know how the business owners respond to you when you contact them. Before COVID, you could walk in person and pitch the service. And since the pandemic, I imagine, I want to know, how do you reach them now? You chase them down by phone or email, or how do you reach them?
All across the map. So we'll do outreach through email, through calls. And for the most part, for me at least, the outreach through the emails has been really great because you're able to provide your direct link to your calendar where they have the option of booking whenever is available for them to have a one-on-one meeting with you.
All right. And I'm just curious to know, what was it like when you went in person? Was there resistance? Were they, thrilled to meet you? What did they chase you out of the store?
Yeah, I think funny enough, sometimes when you go in person, it would be hard to meet the business owner. And somehow by sending emails or calling, you can directly connect with them and make sure that they're available to chat with you about the program. So oddly enough, sometimes I think email is the best way to reach them, just so that they can respond at a time that works for them. So it's actually been the opposite effect. We've gotten a lot of uptake throughout this.
So if you're coming to them from a oakville.ca email address, I guess that makes you sound more official, and maybe that helps get you through the digital door, that gets you through the digital door, we'll call it. So I'd be interested to know the kinds of different businesses that each of you has helped. Who wants to go first? I just want to hear what the range is. Like, were there pet shops? Were there lingerie? I mean, who does this?
Yeah, for sure. So it's such a mix. It's like retail, clothing, pet, some people in like not pharmaceuticals, but like medicals, vitamins, that kind of a thing. So it's like all across the board. And I think that's like the most exciting part, is being able to like kind of shapeshift and help a restaurant one day and then a clothing boutique the next day.
Yeah, I had a month where it was all health and wellness businesses that I was connecting with. And I love that because I'm a health and business guru, or I'd like to think that I am. So working with them, I kind of felt like I knew exactly what I was doing and how I was going to help them and shape their digital programs and social media.
Yeah, I had anyone from restaurant owners to spas to people running small businesses like with calligraphy and things like that. So it's really just across the map.
And what background did you come from, each of you, to this job? What did you do before, and how did it relate to what you do?
So I went to school for journalism, and then I pursued media after that generally. And then I started working in public relations, and then it led me to this job here.
Okay.
Similar path as Krystal. So I started out in communications and public relations, and then I shifted over to digital marketing, and that's how I ended up here.
Also kind of similar, digital marketing background and graphic design. So like kind of branding, kind of digital strategy.
And then
All
for
right.
me, media and public relations. So all very similar for us.
So, what are your career ambitions? Where will this take you, each of you?
It's a big question.
It's a great question.
For me, I've started my own e-commerce venture. So just kind of plugging away at that. Just being able to have worked with the small businesses over the past years has definitely given me a bit of a kick to kind of jumpstart my own thing. And it's been lovely doing that. So that's on my end.
Yeah, for me, it's continuing to help small businesses. I think with COVID over the past year, just understanding how to beat the bigger guys, or not necessarily beat the bigger guys, but be on the same playing field as the bigger guys and help small businesses grow has really inspired me. So continuing to do that and see where that takes me.
I agree. Yeah, I actually love working with small businesses because, again, they are so diverse. And if I wanted to start something on my own on the side, like, I have all the tools to do that. And that inspiration is there. I'm motivated to do it because of the businesses I work with.
So you found working with the small business owners somewhat inspirational. They're making it, it sounds like, and that's got to be a little bit inspirational, I guess.
Yeah, given the circumstances, I mean, it's been, of course, so difficult for them to get their name out there. So like we're able to see them essentially build from the ground up, and give them the tools they need to get out there more in the pandemic. So yeah, very inspirational.
What's your sense of what we could do on the digital front for them that we haven't done yet? Like, how could we expand or elaborate or improve or add on to this program?
Yeah, I think we were actually just having a conversation the other day. I think one big kind of component that's missing is business owners being able to ask each other, like, how can I help you? So more connection among the business owners and like maybe a synergistic relationship, I think, because different businesses are going to have different things that other business owners need. So I think being able to facilitate those kinds of questions, how can I help you, I think is a big one. At least that's what I'm noticing.
Yeah, networking within small businesses for sure, Michelle. And with our webinars, I've noticed that that's actually been easier because we all connect kind of within the same hour. And if people can collaborate on certain ideas or businesses that relate to each other, then it's so great.
Like, again, the collaboration is important because one-on-one is super helpful. But if there's another business that's at the same kind of playing field that you can work with together, and if they were interested in doing, maybe a longer session or, a 2-hour session as opposed to 30-minute or 1 hour with another business, you could help both of them work together. Maybe that would be helpful.
And so to aid that, would it be useful to figure out a way to provide a directory so that they can hook up with each other? I suppose, with their permission, I guess. The pitfalls of privacy get in the way of sometimes of trying to do good things.
A new aspect of the Digital Mainstreet program is a future-proof program. So Halton Region is actually working on that right now. It's a directory across all of Halton Region that will be able to connect business owners. So that's in the works. Another aspect of that was All Checked In, which was an app that helped with the provincial contact tracing. So they were actually a recipient of $12,500 to put towards their technology innovator.
So is that a local Halton business behind All Checked In?
Yes, that is an Oakville business, Curtis Lesh, I believe. So yeah, that kind of helped jumpstart that and got a little bit more publicity for him as well.
Okay, and has everybody picked it up? Are people using it? I guess it's for restaurants and other businesses.
Yeah, so we got the information for it. So definitely when we have restaurants or specific businesses that they could use the app, it just kind of helps with that. And it's something, that is available to all businesses, but especially here in Halton and Oakville.
Does it cost anything?
I don't believe that it costs anything. I would have to go back, but I believe that it is free.
Well, that sounds pretty free. Sounds good. It's a good price anyway. I'm curious. I mean, I hope that people are taking advantage of it. I was, before the emergency brake shutdown, I've been in restaurants and stores where they're keeping the contact information on a sheet of paper. And, it's a bit of a chore. If it was automated in some way, I'm not, don't look to me to figure out how to do it, but if somebody figured it out, that's good. So what else is happening in the digital world, Rachel? You're a fountain of surprises there.
So I think what we're seeing is the emergence of new social trends. So a couple weeks ago, we did a webinar and we hosted it on primarily TikTok, but also some new up and coming platforms that we're seeing like Clubhouse. And then of course touched on Instagram a little bit because that's a favorite. But we were able to bring in an influencer that kind of talked about the other side of things. So this influencer worked with a thrift store and she did one video, which is a quick video on TikTok. And that business owner actually said, this wasn't an Oakville business, but it can certainly be applied here. The business owner said that they got so many customers coming in saying, I saw your TikTok video, and that's why we're here. So I think really looking at those new trends and seeing, right, how businesses can jump on that. I know Krystal has a really great story about what a TikTok business or what a business did with TikTok in Oakville.
I got to hear this.
Yeah. So it's a mother-daughter owned business in Oakville. So they actually produce hibiscus infused teas, and the hibiscus flowers are straight from Egypt, which is their background. So I suggested they use TikTok as more of a visual platform for their product. And since starting, she went from, I think, 11 followers to now over 600. One of her videos went completely viral. I think it's sitting at over 40,000 views now.
Wow.
And yeah, she's doing really great. So there's a little story about TikTok.
Okay, so just in case somebody doesn't know what TikTok is, and that would include me, would you kindly explain what is it and what is a TikTok video? I've sort of heard it's people dancing or something, but that can't be right.
It's essentially where video trends start now. So anything from dancing to cooking to DIYs, everything. I don't even know like the best way to explain it. Like it has an endless scroll of videos that are just so addictive. So like you mentioned the dancing videos, if a dancing trend comes out, everybody's doing it, everybody's watching it, and everybody knows what it is. So it's really just the best video sharing platform. And especially in the pandemic for small businesses, it's been really great to help them.
And is there like a TikTok video? How long is a TikTok video?
Anywhere from 15 seconds to 1 minute.
Oh, so it's quick stuff.
Yeah. So it's very easy to watch.
Ah, it's like the opposite of this show. This is 27 and a half minutes and you have to pay attention,
Hopefully
right?
we go viral.
Yes.
Well, my wife watches, I hope she'll forgive me if I tell this story. She's addicted to cat videos on Facebook, but they seem to be longer than a minute. Apparently people can watch cats for a long time.
Yeah, it's like a form of therapy for some people, I think.
So a cat video on TikTok would be quicker and the cat would do a somersault or something, I guess.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Geez, if a mayor had a TikTok account, what kind of videos would a mayor do?
So
A day in the life.
Yeah.
For sure. Coming into the office and showing what your typical 9 to 5 looks like. That would go viral.
In 15 seconds, yeah.
So who's to say you can't do a dancing video?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I hate to tell you this, but my wife has often told, we've been married for 45 years, and she's often told me she stays with me in spite of the fact that I can't dance. She has actually a pretty funny attitude. She says, dancing involves counting. You just got to go 1, 2, 3.
It's true.
I get distracted by the counting and I forget to move. So, all right. So TikTok, I've learned about. You said Clubhouse. Is that a sandwich or what is that?
Clubhouse is an audio only social media app. So the total opposite of TikTok. And it is starting to trend, but it's more so for business owners. So less of brands and more of the face or the owner of the brand that goes on and you have conversations and network.
So by opposite, you mean it's not just so it's not short, it's long.
Yeah.
It's not cute and tricky, it's serious.
It's serious. It's basically an audio version of LinkedIn.
Wow. So what do they talk about?
It really depends. I'm finding that a lot of people are having conversations about, entrepreneurship or business strategies, or, we recommended to Oakville businesses that they could hop on board and just talk about things that they're going through. You can be talking about COVID recovery and anything that really tickles your fancy.
So we could put this on Clubhouse, it sounds like.
Yep.
But then people wouldn't see our beautiful faces.
Exactly.
Well, okay, TikTok, Clubhouse. What else is new in social media that I have not yet heard about? Which is just about anything you can say.
I think those are the main ones.
Yeah, those are like the two newest.
That's it. Okay, well, that's good to know. I was worried that I was truly out of it, but apparently with those two big tips, I'm now totally with it. So thank you for that. I wish you all success with helping our businesses navigate the digital world. I'm very proud of you. And Rachel, I salute the team that's working for you there. And I hope that you continue to have success. Oakville was founded by people who were trying to create a community of harmony and prosperity. And I used to think that they had a lot of success at that. And thanks to you three, it looks like they're going to continue to have success at that. So thanks a lot. And thank you for watching today. And I'll see you next time.